Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us for the fourth annual Mroz Institute Summit, Diplomacy, Global Governance, and Transitional Justice. My name is Max Kovalov, and I'm the director of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. The mission of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute is to help our students understand the benefits of diplomacy and help them acquire essential skills of global fluency. This summit is an important part of our programming designed to bring to campus important international speakers, diplomats, scholars who can help us understand global challenges. This is our fourth annual summit, and I am glad that this multi-day event became an annual event. We dedicate this summit to the memory of Karen Linehan Mroz, who was a huge advocate of the Mroz Institute, the College of Charleston, and our students. Karen was one of the main reasons why the East-West Institute transferred a part of their legacy and programs to the College of Charleston. Thanks to Karen, we established the Mroz Global Leadership Institute 4 years ago here. We miss her, and we dedicate the summit to her memory. We have a fantastic program planned for the next 2 days, and now I want to invite to the podium President Xu for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Max. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. So good to see so many. For a while, I thought I did something wrong. Well, so good to see so many familiar faces here. Thanks for joining us to help us celebrate Karen. It is my great honor to stand before you today to celebrate the life and legacy of Karen Linehan Mroz, a remarkable leader, mentor, and advocate for global education. Karen's impact on the world and on our university was profound, and her unwavering dedication to education and individual empowerment continues to inspire us all. Karen's career was defined by service and a commitment to creating opportunities for those most in need. As president of the Middle East Children's Institute, she developed vital programs in the West Bank and spearheaded education initiatives for Syrian refugees and underprivileged Jordanian children. Her leadership as founding executive director for the Friends of the UNRWA USA helped raise critical awareness and funds for Palestinian refugees. And her work with the Goldman Sachs Foundation and as a coach for Fortune 500 executives demonstrated her wide-reaching influence in both nonprofit and corporate sector. Here at the College of Charleston, Karen's contribution to global education initiatives left an indelible mark. She was a guiding force in the John Edwin Mroz Global Leadership Institute, its founding, helping to shape the next generation of global leaders. Her service on the advisory board for the School of Languages, Cultures, and Global Affairs reflected her deep belief in the power of education to bridge divides and foster understanding. Above all, she was a passionate mentor, always eager to share her wisdom and support with our students and our faculty. I personally have benefited tremendously from her advice. Karen's work was never just about policies or programs. It was about people. She understood that true leadership is not measured by titles, but by the lives we touch and the opportunities we create for others. Her vision, compassion, and relentless dedication to justice and education have left an enduring legacy that will continue to shape our institution and the world beyond. Though we deeply mourn her passing, we also celebrate a life so well lived, a life that transformed communities, empowered men and women, and inspired future generations. In honoring Karen today, we commit ourselves to carrying forward her mission to educate, to uplift, and to lead with integrity and purpose. Now with that, let me turn the lectern over to our Provost, Dr. Suzanne Austin.
Thank you, President Hsu. I had the honor of getting to know Karen when we established the Mroz Institute in 2021, and I do say an honor. Karen lived a life defined by purpose, vision, and unwavering determination. She was the type of person you do not easily forget. Karen was a force of nature, and her work illuminated the paths for so many who needed guidance and hope. In my short time with her, and it was all too short, I found her to be a leader who understood that real change happens in the consistent efforts of those who refuse to accept the world as it is and instead work tirelessly toward what it should be. That is what today's summit is really all about: doing the hard work, keeping an open dialogue, and continuing to learn from each other. Throughout her career, Karen was a builder. She built institutions, opportunities, and futures. She played a vital role in the development of the East-West Institute alongside her husband, John Edwin Mroz, forging bridges between cultures and shaping the discourse on global leadership. At our university, Karen's presence was more than advisory. It was inspirational. And I have to say, just personally, that I really enjoyed all of the opportunities that I had to spend time with her. And I really considered her to be a friend, not just of the college, but a personal friend to me. We had a lot in common, and we would often talk about our lives and the things that had shaped us on our paths. She was a mentor, a strategist, and above all, a believer in the power of young minds to change the world. The Mroz Global Leadership Institute challenges our students and faculty and staff to think boldly, act decisively, and lead with compassion. And Karen was bold, decisive, and compassionate. She understood that leadership is not about privilege, but about responsibility. Her dedication to uplifting those in need was not an obligation, but a calling and a responsibility. We will not forget Karen's legacy because it lives on in the institutions she strengthened, the students she mentored, and the causes she championed. Karen's work is not done because we will carry it forward. And now I'm going to turn the program over to Dean Amy Arias of the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here at the 4th Annual Summit of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. I've been at the college for more than a year and a half now, and I am truly grateful to all the people who support the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs and the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. And so I want to start by thanking a bunch of people. I want to thank all the faculty, staff, and students here today. And a special thank you to President Chu, Provost Austin, other members of the senior leadership team, LCWA chairs and directors, LCWA advisory board members, Mroz Global Leadership Steering Committee members, East-West Institute members who have come from very far, Yashik Arnold Jewish Studies Community Advisory Board members, and Hispanic Studies Advisory Board members. I want to warmly welcome Karen's daughter Jessica and her granddaughter Alina. We are delighted that you could be here with us today. Finally, I want to thank the summit speakers, Dr. Max Kovaloff, Director of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute, and the staff in the Dean's office, without whom this event would certainly not be possible. It takes an army, and I am thrilled and proud that ours is College of Charleston strong. Today we gather to celebrate the life of Karen Linehan Mroz, an extraordinary professional, mentor, and friend. Karen's contributions to our community and her unwavering dedication to the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs have left a lasting legacy. She understood and fully supported our mission of providing students with the skills they need to become global leaders through learning a world language, developing cultural awareness, and a deep understanding of world affairs. Karen was a beacon of knowledge and wisdom. It was often hard to keep up with her, as she shared about 32 ideas a minute. It was amazing. Her passion for fostering understanding and appreciation of diverse cultures was truly inspiring. She believed in the power of education to bridge gaps and bring people together, and she dedicated her life to this noble cause. Karen's career included nonprofit and for-profit experience in business, education, and philanthropy, primarily focusing on education and women's empowerment in the Middle East. She worked tirelessly to positively impact many lives around the globe and shared her experiences and passions with the College of Charleston community. Karen was a valued member of the LCWA Advisory Board and the Mroz Global Leadership Institute Steering Committee. She was one of the most requested mentors to students in the International Scholars Program, a testament to her exceptional guidance and support. She nurtured countless individuals' talents, helping them realize their potential and achieve their dreams. Her kindness, patience, and encouragement were a source of strength for many, and her legacy lives on in the successes of those she mentored. On a personal level, Karen was a dear friend. She truly enjoyed spending time on this campus, knew how to navigate it better than I did, and had her Uber app set to 11 Glebe, where my office is. Her warmth, generosity, and unwavering support were a constant source of comfort and joy. She had a unique ability to make everyone feel valued and appreciated. Those in the room who knew her probably know the stories about the time she hosted high-level dinners at her home in New York with very little notice, about Peter Jennings moving his place card and Karen moving it back, her making you feel at ease by reminding you that everyone puts their pants on one leg at a time. To our students, her mentorship was invaluable. She knew what I know. They are already prepared to achieve excellence. and need only a little encouragement and direction to accomplish amazing things. She encouraged them to make business cards and always wear statement pieces. In honor of Karen, we have made Mroz Global Leadership Institute pins, which we would like to gift you to use as your statement piece and reminder of Karen's impact on your life and on this campus. As we remember Karen today, let us celebrate her life by continuing to uphold the values she cherished. Let us strive to be as dedicated, compassionate, and inspiring as she was. Karen's spirit will live on in our hearts and in the work we do here every day to further the causes she held dear. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I'd now like to call to the stage Malta Pehl, Director of the Global Leadership Certificate.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, President Chu and Provost Austin and Dean Arias, and thank you to Max as well for allowing me to say a few words about how Karen Mroz, in the short time that I knew her, had a profound impact on this new program, the Global Leadership Certificate, which I have the privilege to direct, which teaches students at the certificate level about leadership skills, about global issues, policy processes, and civic discourses. In the summer of 2022, our then Dean Tim Johnson asked my colleague, Dr. Hollis France, who's the chair in political science, and me to co-chair a task force to create this undergraduate certificate in global leadership that would be interdisciplinary and bring together coursework from various departments and the School of Humanities and Social Sciences and the School of Languages, Cultures and World Affairs and beyond. We went about recruiting a number of colleagues from various schools and constituencies around campus to serve on this task force. And right away we knew that we would also benefit from speaking with and bouncing ideas off of Karen, who had helped to bring the legacy of the East-West Institute to the College of Charleston in the form of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. Hollis and I met as co-chairs and with the task force members, together with Karen, to share some ideas of our preliminary thinking with her and to listen to her ideas and feedback. Although Karen, as you may have already guessed from what others have said, continued to share before and after many ideas about what the certificate might look like, what important things would be that we should cover in the curriculum, what other programs around the country looked like throughout that year, and made connections for us with others who shared their ideas with us as well. There are three things that have stuck with me from these meetings with Karen and others, which were important in the process of developing this new certificate. A credential as a complement to the co-curricular activities that the Mroz Global Leadership Institute, which she cared so deeply about, continues to do here on campus and in the community. In our discussions, Karen emphasized that we should create something genuinely new and unique, something very much our own, that is unique to the college, not just try and emulate something that other programs around the country had done, often focusing on business leadership more so than public affairs and leadership in the nonprofit world. But that we should instead ground this certificate in the strengths we already had here on campus. This was valuable to us because, as you can imagine, in creating this new certificate, we weren't given a blank check or new lines to hire faculty into this new program, but we very much sort of worked with what was already here on campus. The second thing she emphasized in our conversations was that one of the greatest strengths of good leaders, of great leaders at any level really, was being able to listen rather than talk all the time. And that listening was something that could be taught, just like oratory could be taught. This insight requires a shift in perspective, I think, and is extremely empowering to our students because it is based on the assumption that leadership is teachable through the skills that good leaders at any level employ in the work that they do and the work that Karen did wherever she was in leadership roles. It is easy to marvel at great leaders in public affairs or in business, really, and conclude that since one can never really reach an equal position with them because of all the awesome talents that they have and all that they have done over the course of their careers, leaders must be born, apparently, and not made. Karen, on the other hand, fiercely emphasized that leaders are not born, but made. Finally, a third thing that stuck with me from our discussion with Karen was the importance that she placed on listening to what students were telling us they needed out of this new certificate, this new curriculum that we were trying to build, what they wanted and what they needed out of this new credential. She loved interacting with students here on campus, as you already know or heard today. And she was confident that we could learn very valuable things from talking to students on campus about what they thought should be in the curriculum and in any programming that we would do with the Mroz Institute. We did not regret talking to the students all throughout that year as we were building this new certificate because they gave us valuable insights into what they wanted and needed and what was not already here on campus in other programs or credentials. So on behalf of myself and my colleague, Hollis France, I'm profoundly grateful for the types of suggestions, tips, insights, and conversations we had from Karen and with Karen throughout our work on the Global Leadership Certificate during that academic year. I did not know her for long. And although I did not know Karen privately as a personal friend per se, I think I can say that the intensely curious, warm, kind, and funny, and ever storytelling Karen that we were privileged to know here in our work on campus was anything like the Karen that her personal friends and family knew, then surely her memory will be a blessing to all of them throughout their lifetimes. I know our lives have been richer for having known her, and she has been missed. Thank you. Oh, and it is my job to invite Dean John White of the library. Thank you.
Thank you. As he just said, I'm John White. I'm the Dean of Libraries here at the College of Charleston. Our library has the privilege of holding the archives from the East-West Institute and managing the East-West Institute History Project. That archives holds more than 25,000 individual items, both digital and physical. We have more than 50 oral histories, and I suspect that many people in this room helped contribute to the creation of many of those documents, participated in the oral histories, were the interviewers or the interviewees. But one thing that we do know is that the collection as a whole, accessible to our students, available for research, is only here because of Karen Mroz. Karen was, in the field of public history, what we might call a memory worker. Karen had an inexhaustible energy for preserving the memory, the history, the legacy of the East-West Institute. She saw the way that that history could be a teaching tool here on this campus, and she worked tirelessly to ensure that we continued to collect, to look for, to interview, and build that collection so that others may learn the lessons that were taught so well in the work of the institute she had helped create. She was an extraordinary person. At the end of her life, she was undergoing training with our oral historian to conduct interviews herself because we just couldn't work fast enough for her. We did not have enough energy to match her energy. No matter how many people we put on the project, we seemed to not be able to get as much work done as Karen. I was always amazed at her commitment to the project as we began working through it, her desire to understand how history works, how we catalog materials in the library. It was really extraordinary to get to know her and to hear how she worked. She even strong-armed me into doing a few of the oral histories myself when qualified people were unavailable or off contract in the summer at the time when one of the interviewees was available. She was a really wonderful person, and you can now access that history in our archive, online, the oral histories, the ones that are allowed to be open, that are not time sealed for security purposes, are available for research. Our students use them. And as we move forward, we hope that one day we'll be able to interview our own students who go through the Leadership Institute, who become diplomats, who have experiences themselves that warrant interviewing in the legacy of the work that Karen did. Again, she was an extraordinary contributor to this project. Looking at the hundreds of people involved in the East-West Institute, I often wonder what would have happened to that legacy, those documents, the history, the recordings, all of the digital files, multiple websites, poorly organized YouTube channels, if she had not been determined to preserve them all. And we have that only because of her. We live in a historic city where those of us that grew up here and have lived here know that the past isn't really the past. It's never really dead. But Karen instinctively understood that with her organization that she helped build with her husband. And now we all get to benefit from that. So if she has a lasting legacy here on our campus, one of them will be that just as we still have the records from the people who founded the city from hundreds of years ago, books printed hundreds of years ago, we also will forever have these records tied to the East-West Institute simply because one person was committed to preserving that history, to do that memory work, and ensure that they were always available so that we won't have to continually relearn the lessons that we can already learn from those documents. That's all I have. I'm handing things off to Brian Ganaway now.
Hello, friends of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute and friends of Karen Lennon Mroz. My name is Adeline. From here on out, I will refer to Mrs. Mroz as Karen, as she liked. I met Karen 4 years ago. I was a freshman. She was one of the first people at the College of Charleston who truly believed in me. Her mentorship shaped, and in fact continues to shape, my undergraduate career and life. I could talk for hours about Karen and what she has done for me, but I won't. First, because hearing y'all's perspectives and the many ways Karen changed the world is so much more beautiful. And second, because as we know, Dr. Kovalev runs a tight ship and would probably cut my mic. Many words come to mind when thinking about Karen. She is one of the few people I can describe using conjunctions. And that makes sense. Karen was a connecting force who brought together people and ideas. She was a mom and an educator, a Middle East maven and my mentor. Because of Karen, because of her travels, courage, and service in the Middle East, Charleston, and around the world, I learned not to question my passion for diplomacy, but instead pursue it. Last year, I was named a Rotary International Scholar due to my commitment to peace building, a commitment she strengthened within me. During my master's program next year, I will develop nonviolent methodologies to address organized crime in Latin America. Karen continues to have an impact on my life. Last fall, I was interviewing for the Marshall and Rhodes scholarships, and the college was generous enough to put together some mock interviews for me. On my way to the second one, Dean Arias, who was on the interview panel, so I was nervous. She shared one of Karen's lessons with me. Karen once said, "You shouldn't let anyone make you nervous because everyone gets up in the morning and puts on their pants one leg at a time." So 30 minutes later, during the mock interview, when Dean Arias asked me, Adeline, what country in Latin America most recently elected a female president, and what is her position on gang violence? I didn't freak out. Instead, because of Karen, I thought about Dean Arias's pants and answered the question. There's a lot of turmoil in the world, and we could all use another one of Karen's lessons. But I'm confident that due to her service as a mentor, Karen has prepared the next generation of us to continue her fight for a more peaceful and equitable world. Thank you for joining us in Karen's War for Peace. Thank you. Sara's up next.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Sara Solan, and like Adeline, I'm a senior here at the college, and I was so fortunate to know Karen Mroz. Karen was an incredible woman who was a guiding light in the lives of all she touched, especially mine. Through CFC's International Scholars Program, Karen was paired with me to be my mentor my sophomore year, and I was so excited when I heard that she was my match. Karen saw me not only as a student, but as a change maker in the world. She insisted on breaking formal barriers. Like many have said before, she asked me to call her Karen, not Mrs. Mroz, as that was her mother-in-law's name. In our time together, we had wide-ranging discussions about my work with the student organization supporting refugee resettlement, old music, current events, and so much more. She also encouraged me to pursue the Washington Semester Honors Program and was elated to hear about my experiences as an intern at the Brookings Institution and eagerly asked me to share what I learned. Karen dedicated her life to serving others, particularly women, children, and refugees, and her work left a lasting impact on countless communities around the world. As president of the Middle East Children's Institute, Karen developed transformative education programs for children in the West Bank and Jordan. She established an education program for Syrian refugees and underprivileged Jordanian children. And MECI became known for its comprehensive community programs that not only supported children's education, but also women's empowerment, entrepreneurship, and community development. I think Karen and I had a really special bond due to our shared passion for supporting refugees, particularly women and children. I was only a few years into my work supporting refugees, while Karen was, well, at least a few decades, so I knew I had a lot to learn from her. Karen's passion for children and refugees, as well as her unwavering commitment to community development, has deeply inspired me. She showed me the power of an education to create a lasting change and the power of educators, teachers, and mentors to put that change into their students so they know they can go out and change the world. She instilled in me the importance of giving back. In honor of Karen, I'm very excited to share my postgraduate plans, which I know would have made her so proud. I've been accepted into Teach for America as a 2025 core member, where I'll be teaching in an underserved community in Denver, Colorado. And this was my top placement choice due to its rich diversity, including thousands of refugees and migrants. Karen would have seen this as the perfect next step for me, and I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to make a difference in my future students' lives, just as Karen made such a profound impact in mine. And I'm so excited to be believing and pushing my students to be change makers through Karen's legacy. While Karen is no longer physically with us, I'm confident that her bright spirit and passion for helping others will continue to illuminate the path for the Mroz Institute and the School of Language, Cultures, and World Affairs here at the college. The mark she leaves on us here truly shows how extraordinary she was. Karen made us feel valued, capable, and important. We will strive to honor her memory by embodying the values that she exemplified. Thank you. Up next is Dr. Ganaway.
Good afternoon, friends. My name is Brian Ganaway. I'm the director of the International Scholars Program. So I knew Karen via her work with the LCWA Advisory Board and is one of the mentors for the International Scholars. You already learned about her impact on the students from Sara and Adeline, so I thought I would focus my brief comments on Karen's remarkable ability to connect with young people. They identified with her because she believed that adults, old people, people like me, should nurture students and help them find their way in the world. And I'm sure you're all aware that millennials and Gen Z are often conversational scapegoats for everything that's wrong with society. Well, Karen would have none of that. She saw mentoring as a process whereby you help a young person identify their goals and then aided them with the actualization rather than telling them what to do. I remember listening to her talk about designing systems with concise guidelines that empowered students to take good risks. Many people in this room knew her much better than me, and they no doubt don't find what I have said surprising. She spent her adult life in conflict resolution, building a better world for the rest of us. I only knew Karen for a few years, but I always felt, and I still feel, close to her. I know that if I can be like her, I can help my students. Thank you very much. And I would like to introduce Brian Rowe and reintroduce Dean Amy Arias.
I'm first up, but Dean Arias has the notes. In my role as the Senior Development Officer for the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs here at the College of Charleston, it's my privilege to work with Dean Arias and Dr. Kovalov on advancing the key priorities within the school, one of those being the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. Over the past hour, you have all heard the remarkable impact Karen Linehan Mroz made on the College of Charleston and our students. Karen's extraordinary vision and tireless dedication have helped weave global fluency into the very fabric of the CFC experience, shaping generations of students into stronger global leaders. Karen's career, marked by her profound influence in lives around the globe, particularly those of young people, young women in the Middle East. In collaboration with the East-West Institute, Karen's unique perspective and philanthropic spirit led to the establishment of the John Edwin Mroz Global Leadership Institute in 2021. And since the Institute's inception, Karen was unwavering in her mission to equip our students with the tools and experiences they needed to become globally curious and effective leaders. Her imagination, leadership, drive, passion, and perseverance have been instrumental in expanding the Mroz Global Leadership Institute on our campus, significantly enhancing its impact on the students it serves.
To honor Karen's significant contributions to the College of Charleston, the School of Languages, Cultures, and World Affairs, and the Mroz Global Leadership Institute, we proudly announce the creation of the Karen Linehan Mroz Global Leaders Endowed Scholarship. This scholarship will be awarded annually to high-achieving international studies majors, with preference given to students who emulate in their studies Karen's commitment to women's causes in the Middle East. Recognized as one of the signature programs at the College of Charleston, international studies is flourishing alongside the success of the Mroz Global Leadership Institute. Through the International Studies curriculum, the Institute's co-curricular activities, and the Global Leadership Certificate, we provide students with the skills they need to become global leaders. This scholarship is a way to recognize students making significant contributions to these programs. We invite you to learn more about the Karen Linehan Mroz Global Leaders Endowed Scholarship on page 9 of your program. This scholarship will ensure that Karen's vision continues to inspire and empower future generations of global leaders. Thank you for your support and commitment to the College of Charleston and to our students, and thank you all for being here today.